Hi, welcome to the Walk-In Kev. This week it's a little look at a Gossamer 1, a Jack Wolfskin tent, which I picked up off eBay for 80 quid. I've not pitched it before, but I've taken out the bag. It looks absolutely immaculate. So we're going to give it a pitch, have a look around it and see if we've got another good bargain. If this is your kind of thing, if you enjoy getting people who have got used bargains off of eBay and stuff, looking at going wild camping on a bit of a budget, then this is the channel for you. So give me a like, hit subscribe. So let's get it pitched and we'll have a quick look around it now. Now the tent has got DAC press fit green poles, 2 of them. The tent weighs 1.75 kilos, which is not particularly light for what it is, but it's supposedly a really solid, really good tent. So it does weigh a little bit extra, but it is a really secure tent. So it's got a 5,000mm hydrostack head on the outer and a 10,000 on the ground sheet. So it's a really waterproof tent. It pitches inner first, but I've seen 4-season backpacking kind of pitch it with the outer on top as he pitches it, so you don't get the inner too wet whilst it's being pitched if it's raining. So it's got bog standard aluminium pegs. So it's just a normal dual pole design. As you can see, the inner tent is almost entirely mesh. So although it's quite a low tent, plenty of ventilation on it. And you can see the way the poles are also pre-bent for a little bit of extra height. And I think it also gives the tent a bit of extra strength as well. But it's certainly a bit different to my usual tents, which I've got a bit more height to them. So there we are, first pitch. Doesn't look too bad. It is, it's even lower profile than I thought it was going to be. It's really hard to tell from videos how high it is, to be honest. It's really quite low. Now, someone did say that you can get your backpack in the bottom of the tent sort of sideways and then still sleep in it fine. So I'm hoping that's the case, because there's really no porch on this at all. But yeah, I mean, for 80 quid from eBay secondhand, that includes postage as well. It's a really, really good little buy, because it looks absolutely unused, to be honest. It doesn't look like it's been pitched even. The ground sheet was completely clean. The outer materials, I can't see a mark on it. The guy lines are still you know, as bright as the day we left the factory. So by all accounts, it is a really solid, really good tent. Can handle weather, can handle lots of rain. It's got a really big bathtub around the inside. For a bivvy style tent, it is supposedly quite spacious inside. But I guess any way to find out if that's true or not for me is to start unpacking my stuff and setting up the sleeping mat and all the rest of it, and see if I've got enough room to get my bag in the bottom, because they do give, like I say, they do give the rain coming in later on. So let's get it done before it happens. You can see the moon in the background now. What a lovely evening. Obviously Corn Deep, Hanavan in the background. So the tent is up. It is very low profile, but things have managed to cram in there. So there's quite a lot of space down the side still, so I'll probably cram my camera bag down below the backpack, or on top of the down below the backpack with my tripod and bits and pieces. There's a tiny bit of space at the head end as well, where I'll store some bits and pieces as well that I need to get access to. But yeah, it's going to be interesting because I've never slept in a tent like this before, kind of bivvy tent. And I've tried to pitch it so that they give the winds changing later on. So it's currently kind of head on into the wind, but they give it swinging around the other way. So we'll have to wait and see if that's the case. But yeah, I'm really pleased with it in terms of, it's not the lightest tent at 1.75 kilos, but it packs down pretty small. So it's the first time I've been out for a long time with the tent actually in the backpack rather than strapped to it. Lovely views from here, the moon, Pen y Fan, Corn D. But it's so low profile, it should handle the wind pretty well. Even if it does come a bit sideways, if it's a bit unpredictable in the night, it should be okay. It's pegged down pretty well. There's plenty of pegs, plenty of pegging points. And there's a guy line at the front and back, and that's also going to help with ventilation as well, because there's ventilation at the rear. So far, it's certainly interesting. I've never had a tent like it before. 80 quid, it was a completely impulse purchase. I was watching it and the guy obviously offered it to 80 quid for whoever wanted to do a buy it now, and he reduced the price slightly. So I had a quick look at some videos on YouTube, and it looked pretty solid, and it retails for about £145. You can find it cheaper than that online, but that's the official RRP. So you can certainly buy it for that if you want to, but you probably get it a little bit cheaper elsewhere. But I see plenty of them on eBay. £80 is a really realistic, fair price for a used one in really good condition. So I think for under £100, that's what I'm going to try and look at, I think, is tents at less than £100, which you can still go out in and wild camp in all sorts of conditions, really, and be safe doing so. So I think this tent, it's got DAC poles, 5,000mm hydrosac head on the outer, 10,000 on the bottom. It's really low profile. It's well pegged out. It's got two good guy lines. I think this can take some weather, and certainly looking at the YouTube videos and the people that have used it in all sorts of different weather, it is a tent that you can rely on. So obviously for me, it's just a test of, do I like this sort of tent? Do I like the kind of coffin-y type tents? My little Van Gogh, I really enjoyed that and the height on that. And interestingly enough, I paid £25 for one. Obviously, I got the bargain of a lifetime. There is one on eBay at the moment. It's up to £122 when I last checked about midday today. So I was watching it. I was going to have a little nibble if it was going cheap enough, but it's well out of my price range now for used tents.
Tent did really well last night. It was really windy. It was absolutely chucking it down for hours at a time. But it's a really secure little tent. It's so low to the ground that the wind didn't really bother it that much. It's a little bit flappy, but structurally it was absolutely sound. The poles didn't really move at all. So yeah, like for a first test for an £80 tent from eBay, it's done really well. You can see why so many people rate it. It's not the lightest tent at 1.75 kilograms, but it packs down small. So as a hiking tent, it doesn't take up much room in your bag. It's a really good little stealth camping tent as well, because it's so low profile and it's a nice dark green colour. So yeah, it's a really, really good little tent. I've actually got on with it better than I thought as well. I was really worried about the size. So yeah, it's certainly I had to get used to getting in and out of it, because I've been sort of used to tents you can get in and out quite easily. Whereas this one here, you've got to get in legs first, because if you don't get in legs first, there's no room inside the tent to physically turn around. So you end up your legs stuck out the tent and you can't physically turn around and get them in. So that takes a little bit of getting used to. But actually the interior space in terms of width is really generous, and in length as well. So there was enough room to get myself, my backpack in here, and there was still tons of storage space further down the tent and above my head as well. My boots stayed perfectly dry in the kind of tiny porch area above my head, so that was absolutely fine as well. I got in and out a couple of times, and it was absolutely fine. So yeah, I can see myself using this again. I can see myself trying to do some stealth camping locally in it as well. But yeah, I mean, I guess I do miss the luxury of having, like say, like the summit tent with plenty of height. Um, Even the Nordic Svalbard one that's got plenty of height as well, so you can sit up and sort of pack away and do stuff really quite easily in the tent. It's not not as easy at all in this tent. Um, yeah, and obviously the mesh aspect, the fact that the inner is almost entirely mesh, probably quite good in a summer tent because you get plenty of breeze through. But it was certainly a little bit chilly around the head last night. I hadn't even bothered bringing a hat because it was such a benign and mild evening last night. But no, I was perfectly warm nonetheless. But I can see that with quite a lot of wind going, there is going to be quite a lot of air moving around the tent, which is obviously what you want to reduce condensation and stuff. But just can make it a bit cold if you're going to use this in the winter. But no, really good first night.
Okay, so that's it for this video. You can see the Gossamer one in its natural environment there, looking very sleek against quite a strong wind. Absolutely no problems at all for this little tent. I think it's a really good buy for 80 quid. I know there's lots out there that you can get for around the £80 mark, so if you are looking for a really robust, reliable, strong wild camping tent that you can trust out in bad conditions, then obviously don't just take my word for it. Look at the other reviews that this little tent has got, and hopefully what this video will do is to show you that there are some really good buys to be had on eBay. People love to buy tents, use them a couple of times, and then sell them on, try something different. You know, everyone's looking for the perfect tent, so take advantage of that. Get on eBay and Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree and other sort of free ads and selling sites, and just see what's out there, because this little tent, yeah, would last you for many years, I'm sure, of happy camping. So obviously I'm back out there scouring those very places for more new tents or used tents to pick up and test out. So if that's your cup of tea, please subscribe to the channel, drop me a like. We are getting really close to 200 subscribers now, which is absolutely amazing. It's been really, really good to have views on the videos, have comments, have people liking them. So a huge thank you. So if you've already subscribed, if you've not subscribed, yeah, please do drop me a like and subscribe in this video. Check out some of the others. This tent was 80 quid. I got a really, really good Van Gogh for £25. You can see an initial look at that tent, and I've been out in a couple of wild camps, which I've also got videos of. So yeah, thanks for watching, thanks for making it to the end, and I'll catch you in the next one.